What is up, everybody? I packed out the Stablefall, Stay-Albafall, whatever, this one. The inexpensive roll top pack. I did a few things. I made some modifications, made it better for me. I do that with most of my packs. First thing I did was I took that rigid section out of each of the top roll top part. I took that out, and I'll show you I just stitched in regular webbing. And I also removed that piece that came over through all this and hooked here, more for just to get it out of the way. It can easily be put back on, but I did not put anything in the shock cord. It's actually rather tight with what I have just in the bag. But, you know, I could still loosen this up and cram a jacket or something in there. For the water bottle pockets, Hydro Flask. Mainly so you can see one will fit. And then on the other side is the Stanley Cook set, green cups included. Didn't put anything in these very small compression strapped area on the bottom, although you probably could put something small down there, maybe a lightweight rain jacket or something. I did not. But I just kind of threw a whole bunch of gear at this bag just to see what we could do. So, did I say Hydro Flask? If I did, my apologies. Nalgene. I carry Hydro Flask a lot, so if I said Hydro Flask, my apologies. Nalgene. Stanley. Slims it way down really quick doing that, that's for sure. So in this front compartment, Boo Boo and repair kit. It's a little repair kit, some Boo Boo items, and one heavier duty bandage. Bandana. Water kit. Some Crack and Glow, you know, the little snap lights. You know what I'm talking about. And again, I just kind of threw a whole lot of stuff at this pack just to see what we could do. So this is what I end up doing. I just stitched on some webbing. Hat. I'm a hat wearer and I live in the desert, so you gotta have a hat. I'm just gonna kind of pull stuff out. Essie knife. If the sheath is not broken on yet, because I wasn't using this sheath at first, I was using a Kydex one. But you don't want it to fall out anyway. This is a little stuff sack full of cordage, an extra dry bag, the old emergency bathroom, full change of clothes. I believe that might be it in here. Let me verify. I will take the big piece out. And a full 2-person tent. This is technically more of a 1-person tent. 2 people could sleep in here, but I hope you like each other. I put this in here because I wanted to prove a point. This kit basically has everything in it. It has shelter, it has a change of clothes, it has water filtration, it has a means of boiling and cooking. Basically everything but food and water. I don't think I put anything in this back zipper compartment. No, I didn't. It's very small. Now, I put the rigid foam panel back in the back. I would imagine that helped a lot having this big monster in there. I put it back in there, and I carried this for work. I loaded it out with my EDC stuff. I put, you know, my pins and all my stuff and all that kind of stuff in there, and I carried it. This pouch back here is actually extremely tiny. Like it's only that big. Has a couple of, you know, key keeper or whatever in there. So I just threw my pins in there, Put all my quick grab access stuff in this front zipper compartment, put my change of clothes in there, put everything in there, carried it for work. It did okay. It did pretty good. It wasn't horrible, but not really my speed for work. Let's talk about the bag for a minute. Overall, the material feels really good. It held up really nice. I carried it to and from work. It didn't give me any indication that it was going to fail on me. The handle worked out well. These are a little, well, it's already lost a little bit of its spring back just from having those in there for a couple of weeks. So, is it the greatest materials in the world? No, it's not. It is not. But for the price, this isn't bad. I'm actually going to kit this out, but it's going to have less of all this stuff in it and more of, you know, soft stuff that I can just cram down in here and not have, you know, a lot of rigid things in the back, because it's not, this isn't built for load bearing. So, is it a 5-star bag? That is the question. Does this deserve the 5-star rating that it had? Probably still does. I haven't checked in a few days, but does it deserve the 5-star rating that it had on Amazon? That's going to depend on what you're going to use it for. If this is a load this out for the weekend, you're going on a quick trip, you know, or you want to load it out with your kids' clothes to let them go on a sleepover, you know, if it's just going to be soft items in here, you know, a change of clothes, maybe some toiletries, stuff like that. If you're not hiking the rim to rim at the Grand Canyon, yeah, you could give this bag 5 stars. If you want this to be a battle tested, I'm gonna bug out and live out of this bag for the next 30 days, but that's not what it was made for. It was made for a inexpensive roll top, dump the gear in and go bag. And for that, it works. If you had a tent that did not need poles and stuff like that, that you could just cram your tent in there, cram a sleeping bag in there, maybe a pad, a sleeping pad, you know, that one that compresses down, some ultralight gear, then yeah, I mean, you totally could. I weighed this with it all loaded up, and it was in the, you know, 10-poundish range, depending on what all I had in it, because I kind of weighed it as I did it. But without these 2 items, it came in at about 8 pounds, give or take. So by the time you add water and stuff, you know, you're going to be up there 12, 13, 14 pounds at, you know, depending on how much you want to carry. There's no water bladder or anything in here. But I had a decent amount of stuff in there and a decent amount of weight. Overall, it's good. It'll do the job. If you're just going out on a day hike or something, you can load this to keep it comfortable on your back and whatnot. And it's going to do the job. The actual bag material itself is pretty good. I did not like the rigid, you know, flat pieces up here. I like it much better with this pliable webbing, but if that doesn't bother you, it's whatever. So I just want to do a quick follow-up. This is getting put over there, and like I said, I'll build a kit that's more soft stuff, you know, maybe, I don't know, I'll play with it and see. I like the bag, I like the design. All this stuff's going to go back into the actual bag gearbox to go through and finish building the actual big heavy duty bags that we'll be building. So till the next one, take care.